Episode 4.
Yes.
Right on.
So excited.
We have to thank the people who wrote in, commented, and the 2 confirmed listeners who actually listened to the show.
Of episode 3.
And
that was good. I mean, I hate to say it. I have to admit, guys, I was pretty proud of episode 3. Episode 1, I'm not so proud of. But episode 3 was pretty good.
Like, your stuff is good. It's tricky to say that.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, my shit was good.
I'm okay. We've got 5 stars on Facebook. That means it's not just us saying it's good. Like, the public. The grand total of 2 of our listeners think it's really good.
You're very very humble.
Diplomatic.
A lot of humility. I'm still getting used to the new room here. We are recording in a new space. This is a test run of a field trip. I'm sweating.
And we should tell everyone what a field trip is, because that's coming up very soon. There's probably in like 1 or 2 episodes we'll be doing a field trip. So as you guys know, we travel a lot. In fact, Thomas was recently in Australia.
Do they know?
We talk about travel all the time.
I feel like we need to reintroduce ourselves each time.
Really? No, it's fine.
For all the new listeners out there.
Maybe we should. We should just we should record a canned intro. Yeah.
That's what we want to do.
We'll do that. We'll do that. So obviously we travel a lot, and we're thinking we can't keep waiting 2 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks to record stuff. So we should record while we're on the road. It just makes sense. No?
Yes.
And it's going to be called the Field Trip.
Yes.
The Double Confirm Show Field Trips. And our first one will be in... Thomas is sweating like a pig because we're in the studio, which doesn't have any air conditioning because it's a Sunday. And obviously in all these buildings on a Sunday, to save the environment, they turn off all the air conditioning.
Oh, wow.
Painful.
It's very distracting here, I realize now, because we have this big window we could look out of.
Got a beautiful view.
Beautiful view.
Yeah.
Whereas the previous sessions were in a dark, dank corner of space with no windows.
In a box.
Yeah. Like a mine, coal mine.
Coal.
We were talking about that before.
The black lung.
Sorry, still getting over my black lung. But now we tried this new location to record in, and it's
very nice.
Very nice.
Still a bit hot.
Oh, it's hot.
Coffee.
It's hot.
It's hot. A coffee. It's
Everything's hot.
Drinking coffee.
Drinking coffee and what's the deal?
Anyway.
It's beautiful outside, so I'm distracted.
So what are we going to be talking about
I feel
today?
like I'm taking my SAT exams back as a teenager. The second time I took it, it was the beginning of summer. It was like June session. And it was so beautiful outside. And I kept looking out the window. I'm supposed to be taking this SAT. You know what the SATs are in the U.S.?
It's to get into university.
Yeah, it's an exam for some sort of standardized exam for university entrance, exactly. And I took it only 2 times. But the second time I took it, I wanted to get a better score.
Yeah.
I actually got a worse score. My first, because I was so distracted, I kept looking out the window. I swear to God, I was like, "Oh, so beautiful out, beautiful June day, blue skies." I'm like, I want to be out there.
And can you choose either of those scores?
Yeah,
or
you could choose your highest score. So I mean, the first score was still good, but I wanted to go
overachiever.
I wanted to go ballistic.
A-type personality right here in front of you guys.
Yeah, A-type, but without focus back then. So I had a lot of interest going in all different directions at the same time. Unlike now.
All over the place. All over the place.
Except.
So what's the show today? Do you have any agenda items?
I know, I feel really wiped out. We spent hours getting our recording organized. See, the professionals, they get other people to do their recording stuff.
The setup, and they just come in.
Recording professionals.
I know.
Sound engineers and technicians.
Yeah.
Because it's distracting when you do it yourself. So I am distracted because I did it myself. But I have some notes here. I use Evernote. Thank you, Evernote. Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. Yet.
Not yet. Evernote. Love them. And I have some notes here. The obvious things are...
the tropes.
Catching up on recent travels.
Yeah.
Because since the last time we were in the studio, you've been all over the place.
I've been all over the place.
All over God's green earth.
Exhausted, actually.
You look good. In spite of it.
Yeah, I'm okay. I just need a good, I mean, I think you're more exhausted than I am today.
I don't know, but you did more miles than me.
Yeah.
But honestly, my miles were virtual miles, so.
Hey, I mean, you went to Australia. I'm not even so sure many of our listeners know where Australia actually is.
We have a very intelligent listening audience.
Sorry, guys. Clearly, my sense of humor
5
today
minutes into
is really not
already
working.
Insulting our audience.
I'm so sorry.
He doesn't know what he's saying. He's tired.
I am tired. Apologies. And it was
doesn't know.
Perth.
It was Perth. We flew into Perth. Okay, I'll start. Check it out. Since last time in the studio, I had the distinct pleasure to take a little trip with my lovely wife, Pauline, which I have to mention in each show. That is her full title. And we went to Western Australia for a little getaway.
It was very eventful.
It was supposed to be a getaway. It was supposed to be a birthday trip. Ends up that's don't believe the hype because it was
You did all the hard work.
it was I don't know. It was good times. So Perth, yeah. So we flew into Perth, but we stayed 3 nights in the sister city to the south, which is Fremantle. Fremantle. Do you know Fremantle? Yeah, because people don't know it, but Fremantle is the hip sister city to the south. That's the full title.
Okay.
Which I coined that. Thank you. We stayed, but basically we were just staying on places on the water, just so we had beautiful, views to like decompress for Pauline. And I think I got pressurized. But anyway, but no, it was beautiful. I'm joking.
Well, you're going to have to tell us the story. So Pauline, in a panic, was sending me all these... Actually, not in a panic. Actually, in her wonderful humor, was sending me WhatsApps of Thomas in the hospital, basically. And she's like, look at this idiot. She's in the hospital. Oh, it's empty. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I just want to make sure it's used up.
It's used up. We're out of bulletproof coffee.
Thank you, Bulletproof.
And it was pretty entertaining. She's like, look at this idiot. He's in the hospital. I'm like, Jesus, is he okay? Yeah, he's fine. What the hell happened? Tell us what happened, yeah.
Some people, they enjoy other success.
Okay.
They're like, oh, wow, good for you. This is really great. Then other people enjoy when you fail. They want to share that first. Oh, check out so-and-so. He effed up his knee.
Is this Pauline?
I'm not saying who's who.
No.
I don't know who's
There's
who.
a little bit of grudge holding.
I'm exaggerating for comedic effect. But I wanted to introduce a new segment to the show, which ties into what I was just about to say.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Let's do it then.
It's called First Timers.
I love that.
First Timers.
Perfect.
What would you think it is?
It's when somebody does something for the first time and fails miserably.
Oh, no.
No, it doesn't fail miserably. Just does it for the first time.
Just doesn't. Yeah.
Perfect.
They could fail or succeed.
I like that.
But just like
we should not be ashamed of our failures, because that's how you learn.
Yes.
It's very important.
We got to remind ourselves of that.
Exactly. Failure is a process of learning. Actually, we're going to have to put that up on Instagram.
Failures are the process of learning.
Or Twitter. It's more of a Twitter quote, that. No?
Twitter. I don't want to give a rant.
A tweet.
Because I got Twitter rant, I got Apple rant, I got Facebook rant, but I'm not doing it. First timers. So the reason why I ask you this, so I made notes to myself. Okay, first timers. New segment. Brand new. It goes a little like this. Okay, we ask each other, did you do anything for the first time since last show? Or something like that.
Love that.
And that's it.
Perfect. So what was your
My first time thing
experience?
was Squid Jigging. Squid Jigging.
What did you do to the squid?
Squid Jigging, which is the technical term for fishing for squids. You don't fish for squid, you squid jig.
You're joking.
You didn't know that?
But can't you just but you still use a hook?
It's a jig.
What the hell's a jig?
You don't use a hook, it's a jig.
Is this an Australian term?
No.
Really?
No, because I've known...
It's not like some Australian slang that nobody else understands.
I know for a fact it's not, because me with my strange, ubiquitous knowledge of all kinds of weird things, I was familiar with squid jigging years ago.
Actually, you told me this was this is like a dream come true, apparently.
That's an exaggeration.
This is something you've always wanted to do.
Well, I like it. You're building me up. This is great.
It's true, no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, it is true.
How many years has that been?
Decades.
Really?
Decades.
You're not that old.
I've been old for at least 2 decades. So...
And why, Thomas?
All right, this is really random. To you and to most of our listeners, but to me, it makes complete sense.
I think it's brilliant.
And I'll tell you why.
First timer.
Because, I have a long history playing a bit of guitar, songs, whatever. I like a lot of styles, country music. There's a guy named Hank Snow. You don't know him. Doesn't matter.
What's this got to do
Hank
with Squid Jigging, Thomas?
Well, that's what I mean. I'm getting there.
Okay.
So he has an old song. This is called Squid Jiggin' Ground.
Really?
Yes. And I'm going to play it on the show. And anyway, Squid Jiggin' Ground. And he's a Canadian country singer, Hank Snow.
Oh, wow.
You know, like Hank Williams, these guys.
Sorry, I could just picture this song. So he's
Can
a
you?
country singer.
Country
from the
singer.
US, singing about Squid
Canadian
Jigging.
country singer. Canadian.
Oh, okay.
Classic, like 50s sort of honky-tonk country.
Plaid shirt.
Probably, I don't know. And
Homemade guitar.
yeah, guitars,
Plucking.
of course.
A lot of plucking.
A lot of plucking, a lot of grinning, a lot of strumming. You know?
Cowboy boots. Had to.
Of course, I suppose. I'm not a PhD on the subject, but point is, classic song, Squid Jiggin' Ground. And I listen to a lot of different music over the years. When I talk, I have to look into space because I can't focus. And so he's got a great classic song called Squid Jiggin' Ground. And it's about the story of the fishermen gathering on fishing for squid on the Squid Jiggin' Ground. And it's kind of in a shanty. It's kind of like an old Irish shanty melody. And this is the place where the fishermen gather, etc. And and it's in Newfoundland, which is, Newfoundland?
It's on the East Coast, no?
Yes.
Okay.
East coast of the North American continent.
Yes. Exactly.
Which is now
south of the border of Canada.
South of the border. No, it's south of the border. It's part of Canada. It's in the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay.
It's like in the North Atlantic.
Yeah, got you.
And it was actually its own entity up into the 50s, 1950s. People don't know this other than Canadians from Newfoundland and me, because I hung out with one. And they say, oh, Newfoundland, that's, we weren't part of Canada until the 50s. They have a very distinct personality and character and we were our own, Newfoundland. Anyway, a lot of squid fishing.
Great fishing up there because it's nice and chilled Atlantic Ocean.
Cold North Atlantic Ocean.
Fantastic.
Fish.
Oh, man, so
right?
fresh.
So squid jigging. Okay. So ever heard the song? I've been thinking, I want to go squid jigging. I don't know. It sounds like fun. I like squid too, to eat. So okay. So we're at this place. All right. I'm going to tell you the whole story. I'll edit it later, whatever. Put the notes down. I'm focused. Put the Kit Kat down. So thank you, Kit Kat, for the chocolatey goodness. Not a sponsor. Not yet. Okay. So we're staying at this place in Freo, as they say in Australian, Fremantle, which is the sister city.
They've got a name. They've got a name for this.
Well, it's Australian, man.
Yeah,
everything is shortened.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I thought jigging was like a Australian.
They'd probably be like Jigo. I don't know. You probably could. You know a lot of Australianisms.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
I can't think of a single one
the
right
Barbie.
now. The Barbie.
Put it on Barbie.
Exactly. Freos. Everything's. I can't think of a single one now. Blundstones, the famous boots, are Blannies. Blannies. Anyway, long story short. So we're there, and we're staying at this beautiful place on the water, marina, boats, blue sky.
Blue sky.
You've seen the picture.
I saw the picture in the hospital.
You saw the picture in the hospital.
And then you're on the beach afterwards. Classic.
I don't know how it all happened. We're kind of starting from the beginning. That happened in the middle or toward the end. So anyway, we're there. Okay, check it out. And one night, we're getting back to the place we're staying. We're right on the water, right at the end of this jetty or something. And there's some fisher guy. And Pauline goes up to him and is like, hey, she's like, what are you fishing for? And he's a young Australian fellow. He's like, we're squid. Fishing for squid. And she's like, so Pauline's eyes lit up, going like, squid.
It was your moment.
Yeah, she's squid. She likes food. She likes catching food wherever we go. I mean, this is not the first time. Geez. We were catching... that's another story. Anyway, so we're like, we should go get squid. So I said, let's do that. So the next day, we go to a fishing supply store. We get some squid jigs. We talk to the guy in the shop. I have video of it.
Oh, on your own? Not even professional help?
On our own. Totally on our own.
I still want to know what a squid jig looks like.
Yeah, I'll take a picture and post it on our Instagram account for all you avid listeners out there. It is similar. Basically, imagine like a prawn-like... It's like a shrimp or a prawn.
Okay, yeah, got it.
And at the end of it is a series of hooks that are all around in a circle.
Okay, got it.
So it's not a single hook.
Yeah.
It's many hooks all forming like a circle. Because squid, relatively soft, the body could rip. Like, so a typical one single point of contact would be too...
Wouldn't catch it.
You could catch it, but could tear through it too if you're too aggressive or it's trying to pull away. But if you have multiple hooks, you have more grip.
Got it.
Over a greater surface area.
Amazing.
Yes. It's very scientific, man.
Amazing.
Technical. So, So we got the hooks. And so we talked to the fellow at the shop, and he's a really nice guy. What was his name? Tony or something.
Tony, okay.
And we got video of him. I got video of him talking to Pauline.
About the jig.
Yeah. Like, what's a good jig? And she's like, yeah, what's a good jig? And he's like, well, how do you use it? But he gives us hooks up with some good jigs, squid jigs. And we had a couple different types. Get an extra in case we lose one, which we did. And that's another. I had to cut one loose. It was pretty intense, man.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
So we managed to get some rods, fishing rods from the hotel we're staying at. Yeah. They happen to have a couple, thankfully. Yeah. We got our jigs. That next night, it was a Sunday night, we went out on the rocks right along, like near a marina, sun setting. There's a beautiful shot. I'll put it on the Instagrams. Pauline in the distance, silhouette. With her little fishing line, and I'm there fishing. But I had the wherewithal to watch some YouTube videos to learn squid jigging technique.
Of course.
I'm not going to go out there.
You didn't speak to a fisherman?
Blind as a bat. Well, we did talk to the fisherman, and we did talk to the fisher guy at the sales place. Okay. But what do you do with it all? You know, I understand. You tie it together, you throw it in the water, squid comes up, maybe.
You got a line, yeah? Or is it a fishing rod?
It's on a fishing line. You got a rod. The jig.
It's like on a rod.
It's on
like
a rod.
Fishing,
it's just like fishing, but use a jig.
Got you.
It's not a hook. It's different.
Got you.
Similar but different.
Same, but different.
So this is going to take about an hour to explain this complete thing. So I'm giving you all the details. So I watch like 3 videos on YouTube to like learn, well, what the hell am I doing with the squid jig? How often do you get to say that? Not often. So, and of course, Pauline's making fun of me. She's like, I can't believe you're watching the video on the squid. I'm like, well, I don't know what am I going to do with the thing?
And we've got footage of this, yeah? We've got footage of this whole experience. Like as in video footage.
I don't have a video of me watching YouTube videos.
No. Of you on the jetty trying to do it.
I have a picture, a really bad picture Pauline took of me. Oh, no. Which is still usable.
Golden. Okay.
It's before the fall.
There was a fall.
I had the fall. I had the squid fall. Which, I got to be careful because I could be really... I could offend a lot of groups of people if I'm not careful. So, squidding.
Don't swear.
I'm not going to swear. All right, so we got the squid jig. Yeah. So, okay, Sunday night. Out. And the best time to go squidding is when they feed. And generally they feed at night. Because squid, they don't feed during the day. They hide during the day. But as soon as the sun starts coming down, they come out from their little hiding, wherever they hide, in the seaweed or grasses. And so we went out there right at sunset. That's why I have that nice shot of Pauline. And I'm trying to recreate the moment in my head right now. And we went out there. And so I used my YouTube techniques. Thank you, YouTube.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. Not yet. So I'm like YouTubing it. No, I mean, I'm squidding it. And I'm trying to basically, you're trying to make the prawn squid jig. It looks like a prawn. To act like a prawn. Yeah. In the water.
It's a little jarring.
So you make it like kind of jump a couple times, 2-3 times, as if it's trying to swim away. Yeah. And then you let it settle down and it kind of swim away. Yeah. And then you let it settle down and you let it swim away. So every few seconds I'd give it a few little 3 shots. And I would throw I'd get it out there as far as I can. And I'll tell you, man, in less than 20 minutes, I landed one. Yeah. And I'm like, I think I got one. I'm all excited. I'm like, Pauline, help. And
Pauline,
what do I do now? I got a squid on the line.
I'm in too deep, Pauline. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here.
So I'm bringing it in. I'm taking my time, not rushing it because you don't want to lose it. I followed all my YouTube videos, which are all like Australian guys, by the way, in these YouTube videos. They were very helpful. We'll link to it in the show notes for all you squid jigging lovers out there. There's a lot of them. They're in the closet. They're coming out. So anyway, it comes out of the water, and it's spitting water, and you got to be careful.
Hold on. The thing comes out of the water, but you mean you pulled it out the water? It didn't like jump like an alien sort of thing out of the water on your face.
It's still on the hook. It's still on the jig.
Okay.
It's on the line. It's coming up out of the water on the line.
It must be exhausted by now, yeah?
No, it's pissed, man. It's angry.
And squirting water everywhere?
Well, that's how they propel
ink.
themselves.
The ink, no?
Two things. One, you got to be careful of them just squirting water, because that's how they propel themselves, like jet propulsion. Like, and
wow.
I can't believe I'm telling you this. And then, but you got to be careful, because they can ink you. They can ink you, man. Because they got ink. They got an ink. Do you know that? Squid ink, squid ink pasta.
Yeah, of course.
But that's how they escape from their predators. They'll shoot out a cloud of ink.
Yeah.
It's all cloudy. And then they hide. And then their predators are like, oh, what happened to the squid? I can't find you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know what a squid predator is. Shark? They eat everything, right?
Aren't the, not octopuses. Yeah, octopuses.
Octopi?
Octopuses.
Octopi.
Don't they eat squid? Okay, it doesn't matter.
Octopi. I don't know if octopi eat squid.
No?
But bigger things eat squid. I mean, let's say shark. Let's just say shark, because they eat everything,
I
right?
think a shark would eat a squid.
A big squid.
They've got better things to eat than a fucking squid, dude.
Squid are great. They're delicious.
Really?
They're good for you.
Okay.
Anyway, all right. So I'm pulling it out of the water. You can picture it, right? And it's coming up. And it's shooting water up. And its tentacles are like moving all over the damn jig.
It wouldn't bite you, though. It can't sting you or
It
bite
could
you.
bite you, man.
Yeah.
It's got a sharp little mouth. It's got a sharp little mouth. Next time.
Really?
Well, I'm going to show you some squid next time. Oh, yeah.
Sounds like alien stuff,
Dude,
man.
they're tough. Squid are aggressive.
Wow.
Tough.
Smart.
I'm trying not to swear. They're smart. They're not that smart. I don't know how smart they are, but they are aggressive, and they'll eat their own. Squid will eat squid on squid action. They'll eat their own squid. They are hardcore killers of the deep. Yeah, and its spirit is now inside of me because I consumed it. By the way, I'm getting ahead of myself. So this will take an hour at least. So I'm pulling up the squid. Boom! It's coming up out of the water, and you could see it. It's doing the squirmy dance. I wish we had video because I'm doing the motions of the squirm, and it's coming up right. And I'm like, Pauline, and it's getting dark. We got a bucket. No, she was excited. She's like, oh, you got one. I'm like, yeah. And so it's coming up, but she's pretty good. I have to admit because she's like, oh, bring it over the bucket. So I like a crane, I bring it over the bucket. I put it in the bucket.
Yeah. And now what do you do?
Exactly.
The hook's in
the hook's in the damn thing. And
okay.
Then Pauline goes in and takes the hook out.
Really? With
She actually learned something from the YouTube videos that she was disparaging. And she learned that all you have to do is kind of take the hook, turn it upside down, and it falls right out of the material. It falls right out of the body. Because it's not in the mouth. It's kind of caught in the
It doesn't have a back hook that you can't get out?
No. This is a jig, man.
Oh, it's different.
It's a jig.
Interesting.
It's very it's easy to hook on and hook off.
Actually, I'm gonna. Oh, my phone's not here. I want to see what this jig is like. But we'll see a photo on Instagram. Don't
We'll
worry.
Instagram it for you. Yeah. I'll take a picture of the actual jig that caught the actual squids. I caught 3 of them over the course of 2 outings. But yeah, so anyway,
she pulls it out. So the squid is in the bucket.
You kind of you turn it upside down, and it kind of slips right out. Because interesting, the YouTube video, I gotta admit, really helped. I'm not trying to push YouTube here.
You can visualize it. You can see
it. Really helped show because it showed you. Like, okay, now when it's in there, you kind of flip it because the guy said once it's in the bucket, it'll calm down. When it's out of the water, coming out on the hook, it's going to be thrashing, and you have to be careful. It could splash you with water or shoot you with ink, God forbid. Then that's the end of your night. Unless you're really set up properly and have the proper,
hazmat suits.
Slicker, yeah, exactly. The full-on oiled hats and jackets of the proper squid jiggers. This is exciting. So Pauline gets it out, and the coup de grace. She learned from the video how to dispatch it, i.e. kill it, quickly and easily so it wouldn't suffer, because we're very humanitarian. And equally important, not ruin the taste of the squid by releasing stress hormones or stress chemicals, whatever it is, that it's in distress. If it's sitting there for an hour as it's dying a slow death. So she learned from the video. So she was my squid killing assistant.
So hold on, how did she kill it? What did she do?
There's this little point where you pinch it because she knows how to prepare these. She knows how to work with these animals to cook. So she knows how they're built because she's dissected the butchered squid many times, being a master chef that she is. Cooking show coming soon. And she knows how to snap it. It's like it's an attachment of the head to the body.
Brain, basically.
There's like a little point where it's kind of like the spine.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's like cartilage. A firm cartilage, but not hard. It's like you could kind of snap it with a little firm pressure. And when you do it, the body turns white. The body, before it's kind of gray, similar to the color of the rocks, and then it just goes white within a second. Shoo.
Wow.
It's like flipping a switch. Click, and it goes white.
Wow.
White. The body goes white for all our vegetarian friends out there. And it's pretty cool.
That's insane.
It's pretty cool.
I'm still trying to figure out how you ended up in hospital.
So I'm feeling good about myself. So we got it. It was pretty good size too. It wasn't a tiny thing. So we stayed out there a bit longer. Wasn't catching anything else. Pauline was having no luck whatsoever because she was
jigging as well.
She was jigging
Awesome.
too, with her own line, her own jig, separately, a few feet, a distance apart, so we don't cross our lines because we're professional. And but she wasn't having any luck. Because the part of the video that she was making fun of me, which is where he showed you how to make it look like a prawn, she was making fun of me. She didn't see it, and her squid jig looked like a dead duck, not like a live, juicy, delicious prawn. Delicious prawn for the squids, because the squids love the prawn, and they come out of the seaweed and they try to grab the prawn and then go back into the seaweed. But my squid never got back. So we brought it. So okay, whatever. We're done. We're like, okay, it's getting late. Let's cook this squid.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh, at home straight away.
Yeah, because we were literally
Great.
staying.
Brilliant.
The place was 20 feet away.
Delicious.
I could throw a rock and hit the building we were in.
Is that how you ended up in hospital?
No. So it's not the story. It didn't really. It was not a hospital. It was a clinic. It was a clinic. There were doctors involved. Anyway, cook it. Delicious. The meat was almost. It was like sweet.
Oh, so you already got home with the squid?
We cooked it. We cooked it.
Okay.
Pauline simply I don't know, a little bit of salt, a little bit of garlic, some vegetable we had, kind of sautéed, cooked it just to perfection. It was just done,
delicious,
and it was really good.
Oh, man,
and it was
so jealous.
it was sweet. The meat was sweet.
I'm sure, fresh,
so fresh. The thing was
So
swimming
jealous.
around like an hour before or less.
Okay.
And for all our vegetarian friends, yeah, this is a great lesson for everyone to learn, including myself, because we were done. Success, victory, and we ate.
Living off the earth.
Living off the land, living off the earth, like a astronaut. Yeah, but living off the land, living the dream.
Yeah.
So what happened was we got greedy. We got a little greedy. Because I said to Pauline, let's go for a walk. Because I was done. It was getting late. We ate. But, let's take a little walk along the marina or the water.
Nice.
And so as we're leaving the apartment, Pauline says, hey, you want to try again? See if we can catch, she's like, let's try again. We were getting we were down the elevator, already walking out of the building. And she said, you want to try it again?
See, Mother Nature's got a sick sense of humor. What
So-
did she teach you?
So I said, yeah, that seems like a good idea.
You see.
Menacing.
After you'd eaten.
A good idea. Wasn't a good idea. So we went out, back up to her apartment, got the things, went out to the rocks, trying, went to a different location. I was catching stuff. It wasn't squid, though. It was like cuttlefish or a small octopus. I think it was cuttlefish.
Okay.
But we didn't want cuttlefish. After a while, we're like, let's try a different location. We moved to another spot. Nothing really happening here. It's getting late. We're getting kind of tired. It's getting dark. It's really dark. It's nighttime.
Yeah.
And then you can picture what's happening.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, all frazzled.
Oh, yeah,
couple of
kinda
glasses of wine.
It's getting late.
The rocks are a bit
yeah.
wet. Storms coming around the horizon.
Yeah, kind of. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm getting tired. I said that already 3-4 times. And then some people showed up that I was like, it was a nice quiet setting. And then people start showing up. And there were a certain sort of person that we really didn't want to be around. That's all I'm saying. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to be around these people because these certain people, and they're all like really going to take every fish out of the water. And you know what I'm saying?
Poachers.
Poachers.
Were they poachers? I don't know. Okay,
You're a poacher. So point is, I'm distracted. I'm tired. I'm not paying attention. I'm walking in darkness on uneven rocks.
Yeah. There's a lot of excuses.
I see a spot. I thought it was a black open space. I assumed that there was something solid underneath. There wasn't.
Oh, shit.
I stepped into open space.
Oh, shit.
I was face first on these big-ass boulders. I'm going to put a picture on Instagram. You can see the pictures.
Dude, that's dangerous, man.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
So you put your foot straight in between some rocks.
Right? Between a gap. Between big-ass rocks.
Okay.
On big-ass
beach.
rocks. On these big-ass rocks.
Yeah, that's... Oh, man.
Think about that.
Dude, you could have fallen... straight through. I'm sorry to be laughing.
I was away from the water. I wasn't like by the water.
Straight through, man.
I think if I was closer to the water, I would have been more careful. But I was further from the water, where, there's like a lot of big ass rocks.
Yeah.
You'll get to see it. I mean, they're like, they're what do they call it?
Boulders.
They build them up in order to protect the land. That kind of
beach breakers,
beach break type of thing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of hiding places for squids to hang out, and
you.
they hang out there. That's what they do.
On a Friday night.
I'm not a professional, but that's what I was told. So, boom, I stepped into open space, and my foot went straight down, and I went straight forward.
Did you latch on?
And of course, what do? You put one hand out, one knee down, the knee caught it, scraped, ripped the hole in the jeans, scraped the knee off. Not the whole knee, scrape the skin off, come down hard on the right side. I mean, I hit all of my 4 points, but my right side caught most of it.
Oh, that's why the thumb's a bit...
So I jammed my thumb, so it's swollen, and when I pick up stuff, I'm like...
Very sensitive, Thomas.
I'm very delicate. However, anyone else who did that same fall, they would have been...
Dead. Yeah? Really? So the flexibility is helping.
Dude, they would have had, their nose would have been removed, concussion... reconstructive surgery.
Oh my God.
But me,
hardcore.
I just got a, sprained thumb and scraped knee.
So why did you have to go to the clinic?
Oh, well, Pauline was worried about infection.
Okay. And you got a plaster. She was very entertaining on WhatsApp.
Infection.
Actually, I wish I had my phone here because she made some really funny comments. I was like, wow.
As soon as it happened, though, she's making fun of me.
Of course.
To you.
She probably had a little chuckle as well.
Yeah.
When it
I'm like, what about the success? We got the squid. It was wonderful. That all got forgotten, pushed to the side. It was all about the scraped knee, the smashed thumb, the possible infection.
So she's not into squid jigging anymore?
Yeah, she's into it.
Perfect.
She's into it.
But now you've learned a hard lesson.
Yeah,
As we mentioned before, you have to do something new to learn a lesson.
First timers.
First-timers.
I'm a first timer.
It's very important.
Squid Jigger.
So what did you learn out of that experience, Thomas?
Oh, wow, that's a good question.
Mother Nature can sometimes be a pain in the ass.
Mother Nature, I love Mother Nature. She's not a sponsor, but big fans of Mother Nature.
I agree.
This is what I learned. 1, pay attention. Remember,
Remember when you're tired.
When you're tired. Yeah. I mean, I knew exactly, as soon as I did it, I knew what am I doing? And I'm on the ground, I'm like, oh. That was stupid. So I don't know about you, but sometimes people hurt themselves and they might be like, "Oh, painful." Yeah. I usually think about what I just did. I immediately know what I did wrong, and I'm like, "Oh, that was stupid." I remember I was like a teenager. I slammed my thumb in the door of a car. I was like 16, and I remember shutting the door with my thumb in it. The door's completely shut. I'm looking at my thumb squeeze between the gap, and you feel that sting, and I'm looking at it.
Before the sting, probably.
The sting is happening.
Coming. Okay.
And at that moment, there's a split second where I realize what happened as I'm reaching for the latch or the handle, and I'm like, "Oh, that was stupid." And then you open the door, and then it's throbbing. Womp, womp, womp.
Completely agree.
I remember that one.
That was the same thumb, yeah.
Yeah, it was the same thumb. I gotta be more gentle with that thumb.
Very eventful.
I'm already healing up.
Nice work.
The knee, look at it, it's practically back.
Oh, look at that.
Super fast healer.
You're all good.
Just like Wolverine.
And the rest of Australia, tell us. I mean, was it good? Was it fun? I mean, that.
This is just one night.
We're going to have to edit this piece. What were we at? 45 minutes?
Oh, man. It's showing 41 minutes. You're right.
41-minute story.
41 minutes. Oh, what are we going to do?
It's
Gotta wrap this up.
Great story.
Gotta wrap it up. Wrap it up. So squid jigging, that was my
Brilliant.
first time.
Excellent.
So I rested for a few days. That was a Sunday. And then we went jigging again. We went further south, away from Fremantle, down closer to Margaret River, the wine growing region. You've probably been there. You've been everywhere. You haven't
I've
been
never
there.
been to Margaret River. I've heard a lot of good stories about that. But it's...
You've been to one wine growing...
You know what I've got
Dude.
a bit of... I know, it's tough. I think we've got better wine growing regions in South Africa.
That's the thing. You're coming from South Africa. I mean, like if someone was living in Napa Valley or Sonoma Valley, it's like you're going to another wine growing region.
Precisely. And then I'd just complain the whole trip. I'd be like, oh, it's so much better in South Africa. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Be that guy.
I don't want you to be that guy either. So don't go. Don't go. But we stayed there, and we have a friend that lives near there,
Nice.
an Australian fellow, and we borrowed fishing rods from him because now this is 3 hours down. And we
went out again.
We went out to some jetty, but this was a jetty, proper wood jetty, not a bunch of uneven rocks.
Yeah.
So we were a much more controlled situation. And controlled.
Did you catch another one?
Not only one, I caught two
Really?
more squid. Let's go again. I've healed up. My thumb is back. No,
You
it's
guys
not.
are like pros, man.
Totally pro. And because Pauline, she was like, she hadn't caught one. She barely even had a nibble.
You see, there was a competition between the two of you.
She gets very competitive.
Oh, of course she does.
Why?
A-type personality again. It's all good, man.
A, what does A stand
good.
for?
Oh, no, dude, come on.
Keeping it clean.
I'm a bit of an A-type, but I've got a switch. See, we've done testing on this, so psychological testing at work. And there's the color wheel. Have you heard of the color wheel?
I have.
It's very interesting.
You told me about
So what
it.
color are you? Have you done this test?
Haven't
So it's
done
a
it.
wheel with, you've got blue, which is analytical. It's in the top left corner. You've got red, which is in the top right corner, which is basically A-type, red, direct, angry, red. Bottom right-hand corner, you've got sunshiny yellow. So it's all about ideas and thinking about new stuff. and Creativity. Yeah. And then on the bottom left-hand corner, you've got green, which is about teamwork and family and coming together. And it's all, very we, yeah? Mm-hmm. I'm schizo. So I actually...
Which color is that?
Normally what would happen is you'd either be on the left-hand side or the right-hand side or on the top side or the bottom side, yeah? I am red and green, which is basically...
Diagonal.
Super, crazy direct and to the point. And then I can also be very relaxed and sort of mates and family
Teamwork.
and stuff. But I've got a switch, and I know when it comes on. So I'll be like, boom, red. And I can actually feel it coming on. It's actually very often at the office. But then when I switch off,
Is it a conscious
it's
choice?
green. No, now I've noticed. So it's interesting. You can learn this sort of stuff. So I think Pauline is definitely a red, and maybe she is a green. You think she's a green? No.
Teamwork?
I don't know.
No.
No?
No.
Maybe a blue.
She's misanthropic.
What the hell is that?
That's a new word for the day. Misanthropic.
What are you? What do you think you are?
Oh,
We should do this test, actually.
we should totally do that. This would be a good project for the show.
You could probably be a yellow and a... Yeah, no, you're probably a yellow. You're definitely a yellow.
Oh, man. I don't know.
You're definitely a yellow.
I got a bit of yellow.
You got a bit of yellow.
What's red again?
Red is direct and to the point, and A-type. I think you're yellow and red.
I'm a bit mixed up.
I think you're yellow.
And the blue? What's the blue again?
Blue is analytical,
I could be a bit blue too.
but data, statistics.
I hide that.
It's very like Excel spreadsheet-y.
Yeah. No. Okay. I won't
No,
do that. I'm not
no.
gonna do that.
Yeah.
And then green again. What's green?
Green is like
Teamwork.
teamwork, rather like working in teams than individually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're red and yellow. I'm going to call it.
I think you're red and yellow. I think I'm red and yellow.
Yeah. We'll do the test.
And you're red and green.
I'm red and green. Very, very confused.
It's okay,
amazing.
man. We could still be friends. It's so funny.
Anyway, on that little tangent. That was a good piece on
Was it?
Australia. Yeah, it was great. We're going to have to edit that a lot.
It went long.
It's all good, dude.
When I listened to it I have to listen through it again because
I
when
think
I was
there's some good pieces there, though.
when I was going through it, it seemed like every bit was essential.
Yeah. No, I got you because that's you painted the picture. You painted, but I think there was a bit of repetition, so that's why I think you could cut it out.
I'll trim out.
Yeah, it's all
trim out. Wow, I'm really spent.
Me too. I'm exhausted.
I'm
just
spent.
listening to that story.
I'm spent. So I didn't even tell you about the second time out. We were squidding.
You were telling me.
But we're going to spend a whole hour talking about squid jigging. Editing is not our forte.
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you because Christ almighty.
Do it.
I got the
Capture
recording.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
So this was Pauline's ambition to go out again, but you caught 2 and she caught 0?
So later in the week we thought, we could do this again. We got the jigs.
Yeah.
We got the jigs. We're burning a hole in our pocket. I got to use up these jigs. And managed to get a hold of some more rods, like I mentioned. Went out to Bustleton Jetty in the town of Bustleton. Are you familiar with Bustleton? It's a bustling place. And a seaside town, but it's a small town.
This is still near
Western Australia.
Okay.
This is like maybe 3 hours drive south of Perth.
Okay.
2.5 hours south.
Okay.
And went out. And what happened? Yeah, we went out there. We got our bucket, our big bucket, because we were very optimistic. We'd fill up a bucket full of squid. Went out there, had our squid jigs, found, and a fisherman. It's a jetty, so there's lots of fisher people, and they're all like trading information. Yeah. It's a community. They're like, and they're like, they notice you have some squid jigs, and one fellow's like, I'd suggest, basically suggest you go further out where there's more seaweed because the squid like to hang out there. And we're like, oh, yeah, great. So then we move further out. It's a very long jetty. Yeah. It's like a mile long. It's crazy. Yeah. It's the longest jetty in Australia.
Really? A mile long? That is really long.
I don't know if it's a mile long.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's the longest jetty in Australia. But I think it is the longest jetty in Australia.
Really?
I remember seeing that.
I'm sure they got bigger harbours somewhere in Sydney.
It's really long. It's the kind of jetty they had built a long one.
For tankers?
And then years later, they built another one attached to that one at a different angle, shooting out.
Competition.
And in fact, it's so long, they actually have train tracks on it. So you could take a train all the way out to the end and all the way back. Because to walk it takes you forever.
Really?
Takes forever. So the train, but that doesn't run at night.
Yeah. So you're walking down this, or you're taking this train down the jetty?
It doesn't run at night. And we're there at nighttime because that's when our squids love to come out and feed. This is really a squid show. This is how to catch squid. It's all about me and my squidding. All right. I'm trying to wrap it up, but this is also important. It's so pertinent and relevant to life because, the first time we got greedy, we went out again. Yeah. I got distracted. I was tired. I wasn't paying attention. I fell. I smashed. Yeah. And anyway, go out there again. And I'll tell you, after I got a spot, once again, probably 20 minutes into it, boom, I land one.
Man. You're a
and it was big. It was bigger than the first one.
Okay.
It was heavy on the line. Yeah. I was getting nervous. I'm like, whoa.
Pauline. Bring the bucket.
I give you the bucket. I'm like, oh my God. And it's coming up and it's fighting. It's a fighter. And I get it to the water line and you could see it there spitting out water.
Wow.
And the line wasn't coming in anymore. It stopped reeling in. I'm reeling it, turning the reel. Is that the technical language? I don't know. Trying to reel it in, but nothing's happening. It's right there at the water line. And I'm thinking, damn, this thing is so heavy. I think maybe it's not able to, the reel's not strong enough to pull it up. Maybe it's slipping inside the reel. I don't know. I'm already troubleshooting and brainstorming how to get this damn squid up. And we're now on a jetty, so we're kind of high up off the water. We're not closer. Like in the rocks, we were closer.
So you jumped into the water.
So I had Pauline jump in So Pauline's like, I had her like jump in there, like team A. I'm like team B went in. She grabs the line, starts pulling it up.
Bare hands.
Bare hands.
No gloves, nothing.
No gloves. Hardcore. I have to admit, when it's time for hardcore squid jigging, you want her in your foxhole with you. I just mixed my metaphors. That was a mess. Bucket. So we bring the line over. She brings it up. I'm trying to bring in the line so it's not a fishing line everywhere.
Yeah.
But it seems to be coming in after there's slack on the line.
Okay.
Boom, over the bucket, drop it in. Same technique. She was right in there. And once it laid in the bucket, I should stay close to the mic.
She's a machine. She's an absolute machine.
I'll tell you, man. Best squidding assistant I've ever had.
Amazing.
And unhooked it, and then we just gazed upon this squid. It was big. It was a big squid.
You didn't kill it? You just
we dispatched it. Okay. Pauline did like step.
It was a beast. So it was a beast.
It's bigger.
Wow.
Significantly bigger than the first one. I could talk about this for hours, actually.
You're excited about it.
I just thought about it. Because even when we got it back and cleaned it, its belly was full of fish. Pauline is like, oh, this squid was so greedy because it already had a full stomach and it went after my prawn jig, which was the last prawn it ever went for. But it was big and it had a full stomach and it was like fish pieces in its stomach. Wow. You could see all this when you dissect it. Wow. Dissected. Butcher it. Clean it.
Fillet it. I don't know.
Fillet it. So we caught that big ass one and we're like, oh, wow.
That's crazy.
And really, we could have just ended the night. Yeah. But Pauline, she wanted to try.
Amazing. She's like...
she's over there in the corner with her sad little squid jig, getting nothing, sadly. And then I'm over somewhere else. And after we're there a bit longer, whatever, boom, boom, boom. And I'm working the jig. Yeah. Working the jig. I wish you could see me, because I'm showing Merrick how you work the jig. It's like a double entendre.
Good technique, man.
It's like
good technique.
Then I let it settle down. And then boom, I got another one.
Oh my gosh.
I got another one. Chaos. And it was a small one. This was a small one. But we took it anyway.
Getting greedy.
Yeah, we're getting greedy. Brought it up, and then after a while, like it's getting, we're freezing out here. Let's get out of here. So we left, and we cooked it again. But by then, Pauline was squidded out.
She was done.
She was done.
Was she unhappy that she didn't catch anything?
Yes.
Oh, shame.
She was unhappy.
That's probably why she was being so mean when she was sending all the pictures.
Yeah.
She was jealous.
Do people care about this?
Good
Write in. Let us know if you care about squid jigging. We'll post it in the show notes. And we'll put the Hank Snow song on, because he is the unsung hero of 1950s honky-tonk country music from Canada.
What was it called? The jigging...
Squid Jigging Ground.
Squid Jigging Ground.
Yeah. Nice. This is the place where the fishermen gather with...
We have to give you this time because it was a dream for you. It's important.
Dream come true.
It's important.
It was just one of those things. I'm like, I like the squid jig. What the hell is that? Yeah, but now I know. Any questions?
And no, that was very, very well described. What else could I mean, fascinating though. So you didn't catch any fish. You were just squidding the whole trip. It was your thing.
Correct.
You must have eaten a lot of squid.
We only went twice. Okay. We were there for a week and we only went out twice.
So after that marathon session on Squid Inc. Squidding.
Oh, I didn't even tell you about the squidding pasta.
Oh no,
that we had. That's for the cooking show.
Squidding pasta. How do you capture the ink?
Oh man, so the biggest squid at the start. Quickly, I'll wrap this up. The largest squid that had the
fish in it,
fish in its belly. It also had its ink bladder.
Okay, intact.
So
you didn't squid it.
It didn't squid us, and so Pauline was able to pull it from intact. And then use that squid ink and like cook it up with this pasta and the squid. And I have pictures of it. I'll post them on something.
What's in that ink? I actually don't quite like it.
You don't need to eat
it. I mean, it tastes a bit strange, but is there any nutritional value in that ink?
Probably it's the best thing for you. But the thing is, squid ink is very tricky because you have to get it while it's fresh. When it's not fresh, then it doesn't taste. It's not good.
As for everything.
Especially the squid ink. Oof. You know, certain things like oysters, you got to be fresh.
Yeah, of course.
But if you have some old chicken, maybe you could throw Indian style, throw some chilies on it.
Actually, aged beef is even better sometimes. I mean, that's what they like.
Dry aged.
Aged beef. So anyway, that was the squid jigging.
Thank you.
So... No, it's all good. So it's the what's the deal moment.
We have a what's the deal.
Awesome.
Written by one of our avid listeners, Tim C. He writes in, true or false, while not technically an offense, chewing gum is illegal in Singapore. We're in Singapore.
We are in Singapore.
And it has been since 1992. It's pretty strictly enforced. And you risk a $500 fine for spitting out gum on public streets. Hashtag what's the deal at Double Confirm Show.
Yeah.
Merrick has researched this.
I did research this. And I researched this about a week ago. I did a quick Wikipedia search and a few more articles. It's fascinating, actually. It's really fascinating.
Convince me.
So it was actually earlier than 92 that it was illegal. That it's been made illegal. So everyone knows, or actually I don't think everybody knows, but Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, the founder of Singapore. LKY, a very well-respected man in Singapore, and, you know, he deserves credit. Some people don't respect him as much as others, but, you know, he's done an amazing job in Singapore.
He's a very controversial figure.
Controversial, and his team have done some interesting things. Some people call him a dictator. Some people just call him the prime minister, the founding father.
Yeah.
So one of his prime ministers came to him the one day. It wasn't actually Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. It was one of his prime ministers, I think for environmental affairs. And he said, look, man, so there's all this chewing gum on the streets of Singapore, but not only on the streets of Singapore, but on elevator buttons, you know, and on bus stops.
Ew.
And in fact, Lee Kuan Yew said, you know what, not a priority for me right now. You know, okay, there's a bit of chewing gum, but I'm dealing with drug barons. This was back in, you know, sort of the 70s, I think, 70s or 80s. I don't have time for your chewing gum, you know, deal.
I love his
at the
recreation,
moment.
by the way.
It's fascinating.
Very
I mean, because I thought, okay, yes, it's illegal, but I never knew all the background. Then he cleaned up all the gangs, you know, because Singapore used to be a pretty bad place. I mean, it wasn't very safe. I mean, you had a lot of unsavory characters here back in the day.
It was rough, yeah.
A lot of mafia, you know, going on, and he cleaned all of that up.
Yes. With an iron fist.
With an iron fist.
Whoa, did I say that?
Yeah, he did, but it was necessary.
Well, so that's where people disagree with you.
I agree. Well, I agree.
But I'm not getting political.
And then so he cleaned all of that up, and he said, okay, let's get on to this chewing gum. And the final straw was the new subways they were building in Singapore. They were actually putting chewing gum apparently on the buttons on the subway. And that was the final straw. Lee Kuan Yew lost his shit.
Right, his new subway,
exactly, baby. The subway of Singapore, which is, by the way, fantastic. Works really, really well.
Which is called a MRT.
MRT system.
I had to think about that.
Very, very good.
Not
For the people. And he decided to just ban it. Ban it outright. He was like, that's it, no more chewing gum. Obviously, iron fist, boom, and it happened. So all the stores, they had a grace period of a couple of months just to sell all their current stock, and then no more importation of chewing gum.
Okay.
And I think that was in the 80s or something like that. And then what happened? So it's complete ban. Yes, the fines, etc. There's all these stories about getting caned for having chewing gum, but that's all, you know, rumors.
Yeah.
I mean, people get caned, but not for chewing gum, as you do in a very civilized society. But what happened actually? There was a very interesting meeting with an American delegation that came into Singapore. I think it was in the 90s. Wrigley's, the big chewing gum manufacturer and confectionery manufacturer, came into Singapore and said, "Look, you know, let's do a deal here. Let's enable a little bit of chewing gum." And Lee Kuan Yew actually gave way, partially.
I didn't know this.
So you can buy chewing gum in pharmacies now. Dental chewing gum and nicotine chewing gum for medical purposes.
Sure.
And that was like a halfway sort of point for him. He said, okay, look, I'll allow it, but you can only buy it through pharmacies and you need a prescription for it. That's the only way you can get chewing gum in Singapore. Crazy. But whenever I travel to Japan, I buy a shitload of chewing gum on the way back.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm technically a smuggler of chewing gum into Singapore. But I use it, so I'm not an abuser.
Right. Don't get high on your own supply.
Exactly.
In other words,
questions.
Okay,
Thomas had his hand
I got to
up.
chime in here on this. What's the deal? Thank you, Merrick, for your well-researched report. You've enlightened us. There's information there that I've not heard of before. Not that I ever looked. So why would I have seen it? However, I also spoke with our resident lawyer. And she has informed me that technically the rules in Singapore, at least they stand now, is that you cannot, it is illegal to import gum with the intention for resale.
Distribution.
For distribution, in other words. However, as they say here, you can bring in for personal use. Like if you were in Tokyo and you bought some gum and you brought it in, it's in your bag, no big deal.
Even if I bring in like a kilo of chewing gum for myself.
A kilo?
It's literally...
Sounds like cocaine now.
It's literally, I've got, you know those little plastic canisters?
Yeah.
I bring in about 6 at a time. Because they've got the best chewing gum in Tokyo. Oh, right. It's so good. It's the best.
Is it that black stuff?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
It lasts forever. You have one of those and you're good for the day.
What do they make it out of?
I don't know. It's like all sorts of chemicals in there.
Chemicals!
I don't even want to know what they put in there.
Delicious, the chemicals. Oh, God, those food scientists.
In Japan, just like working on like
it's
never-ending chewing gum.
Cooking up the...
Apparently it's really bad for you. I saw a documentary on Netflix about chewing gum. It's bad stuff, man.
What does it do?
It's just plastic.
It's plastic flavored plastic.
You're chewing plastic. And it's actually really bad for the environment.
It's terrible.
Because there's a lot of gum out there. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like plastic.
It's...
We're surrounded by plastic chairs. I just looked around. This has got to be video.
This microphone's plastic as well, I think.
Oh.
But you're chewing PVC, basically. I think it's PVC.
I don't chew that stuff, man.
You don't?
I rarely chew gum.
Apparently, but on the flip side, there's research done
Cleans your teeth.
by Wrigley's that apparently it makes you smarter.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Maybe that's my problem. I need to start chewing more gum. Maybe between episodes, we'll chew some gum and see how the next episode comes out.
Brilliant.
But just to wrap up with our resident lawyer says, we keep one on retainer.
Just in case we say something stupid.
Just in case we say something extra stupid. She says, oh, yeah, you can bring it in for personal use only. You just can't bring it in for quantities for distribution.
Yeah.
Now, sure, you could probably fly in with a suitcase full of gum, and you probably could get in, actually. But if you do run the risk, if they do check you for whatever reason and they catch you, you may have to...
Yeah.
You may be like have to answer some questions that are a bit difficult. Like, why do you have 50 kilograms of gum in your luggages?
You'd make a booming business here if you sold it on, though.
But if you got caught...
Like on street corners.
If you got caught, though...
As a dealer of chewing gum?
I don't know, man.
We should ask the resident lawyer what would happen if you were caught dealing
chewing gum. I didn't ask her.
Because you're not spitting chewing gum out.
Right, you'd only be selling it. But that's illegal.
Selling it.
That is illegal. I don't know what the penalties are.
But so is spitting chewing gum on the ground.
Well, spitting chewing gum falls under the category of littering. Which is illegal. Which is illegal.
I mean, if we want to talk legal terms.
But I mean, littering, like that's why I think I don't know, maybe I didn't tell anyone. This is something I might have dreamt to myself, telling someone. But yeah, I mean, it falls under littering, just like you can't take, I don't know, your wastebasket and dump it on the street. I mean, you can, but if you get caught, that's technically littering.
Yeah.
It's same as...
And a caning.
Caning.
I wonder how much you could sell it for, There's got to be a market.
You might want to take this offline. I have no interest in selling gum in Singapore, just for the record.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Just for the record.
For the record.
And I don't import any chewing gum from Japan.
For personal use only, it's totally fine.
But I actually think at the airports, those guys that check the bags in Singapore, they're not looking for chewing gum.
They're not looking for chewing gum.
Cigarettes.
They're looking for cigarettes and alcohol.
Yeah, because that's where the moolah comes in. I mean, what's a pack of cigarettes in Singapore now? Like $25?
I don't know. It's like exactly like
it's
$20.
Insane. $20
plus.
plus.
That's a Singaporean expression.
It's crazy.
So we're using now, this is more Singapore. It's more relevant to the show.
Exactly. It's insane.
Thank you for listening in to the Double Confirmed Show.
Follow us on
Twitter,
Instagram,
Facebook,
YouTube.
Subscribe, please.
Thanks, guys. We want to definitely hear from you. Send us a comment.
Comments, emails,
rants,
Gmails. What's our email address?
We don't have one.
doubleconfirmshow@gmail.com.
We'll never send you our email address.
doubleconfirmshow@gmail.com. You could reach Merrick there.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Oh, this is the place where the fishermen gather in oilskins and boots and the cape bands battened down. All sizes of figures with squid lines and jiggers, they congregate here on the Squid Jiggin ground.